Beautiful day out there. Great practice. Great focus by the guys. Guys are locked in, ready for this weekend.
Talk about Chuba and be the first up in that, and how you may use him differently.
Yeah, we just couldn't get Chuba around quickly enough to feel confident to put him out there. So we thought this would be a good week to get him back to strength, back to health. We'll keep working on him through the weekend and then take a look back at him early next week. Rico, just expecting him, just like always, go in there, run the runs we call and run with the type of intensity and energy I know that he can. So we're counting on him, counting on Trevor Etienne to get in there and get his share of the action as well.
Dave, I know this is not, you're not going to give away strategy, but from the nickel position, Shaw's been kind of the fixture there when you guys haven't run big personnel.
Yeah.
How much do you have to adjust there from a personnel standpoint?
Yeah, some minor adjustments. Really, it's about what can our guys do well, and how can we play to their talents. So we look at a couple of different guys in some roles there, and certainly with Shaw, he's been doing such a great job with communication, tied into the back half. Talking to Nick Scott and making sure we get all our calls right. So we just ask the next guys to get in there and execute.
Would you characterize Chuba as week to week?
I would say day to day. I would say day-to-day, knowing him, knowing Chuba, the way that he works, the way that he attacks, just getting back out there to full strength. I would expect him just to, we'll evaluate him day-to-day next week.
And more opportunities for Trevor Etienne this week?
Absolutely. With us, we want to make sure that we're using guys that every time you touch the ball, it's 100 miles an hour as much as you got. And so we'll be able to get Rico in there and get Trevor in there as well.
Should we expect a similar carry distribution between Trevor and Rico that we were seeing with Chuba and Rico, or is that not?
I think it would be something like that, yes.
Vic Fangio kind of came out and talked about the K-balls and how they, anybody can kind of handle the way they use those K-balls throughout the week. Are you noticing any impact from the ability to kind of maneuver at your own accord with those K-balls?
I haven't really. I know that there's specifications set out by the league, so we all have to kind of adhere to those within that small margin that they give us, and everyone's got a little bit of a preference, for that. But we're all subject to the same rules, So I think it's really just the advantage is really the way that you execute, how you're getting your kicks done, and especially when you're in the return game, just knowing you're dealing with the K-ball. So. I don't think there's anything glaring in that regard.
How was X's week, and do you envision Jimmy Horn being part of the rotation?
Yes, Jimmy will definitely be a part of our rotation. We're asking him to go out there and play. We're counting on him to play his roles when he gets in there. And Xavier had a great week. Spirits are up. Body feels good. Another great day today. So I'm excited for him to get back in there and contribute the way that he was.
Dave, 3 of your first 4 games were on the road. Does it just feel kind of like a relief to be back at home?
Honestly, the road games are great challenges, but we have to be able to have the ability to be focused, the ability to execute, to communicate with crowd noise and all those things. It's something that is going to happen. You play half your games, home and away, and we have to be able to show that part. We love being at home. We love being in front of our fans, the Panthers fans here in Bank of America Stadium. This is where we do all of our work, our practices, our meetings, all those things, and it's a place that we love. So it feels good to be able to be at home for 2 weeks here. Again, we're looking for the execution and the communication to continue to build our football the right way.
The evaluation you guys did of the first month and the changes you made behind the scenes, how do you feel those changes have been in execution so far this week?
I thought it was a great process by Ajero, by Brad, by Tracy to look at all the schemes, the players we're using, how we're using them, and just really fine-tuning the things that we can count on, and then see what is the small percentage of things that we can look at that might be able to help us, so there will be some wrinkles. But it was a really good job just to be able to reconnect after 4 games and just, put our heads together and say, okay, this is how we're moving forward.
Dave, do you have a decent idea of what that Dolphins offense is going to look like without Tyreek?
I would assume the attack's going to be very similar. Mike McDaniels has done a great job for years now of stressing the defense horizontally and vertically with different things. They still have some really fast players out there that they can use in different ways. Versatile players, they just got Darren Waller back. So I would assume that the attack's going to be very similar with some pieces being moved around in different spots. And that's the way we just had to approach it. What have they put on film and what are we preparing for?
You like
establish the run game every week? Is it even more vital against an explosive offense like that to kind of keep them on the sideline?
I think run or pass, it's just being efficient. It's sustaining drives. That's something that we have to really just keep our focus throughout the drives, getting past the 50 to the plus 40 and sustaining, and just continue to hit our blocks, hit our passes, hit our runs the right way and be efficient that way. If we can get those first downs and we can maintain those drives, come away with points on 5 or 6 drives, that's always the goal, is how can we score any points? Can we get a field goal or a touchdown? Let's get into the area where we can attack and do those things. Then that'll allow us to play complementary football, and that'll balance out the game.
Dave, apologies if you were asked about this earlier this week. How has JT Sanders done this week through? I know he's still bad in the ankle injury.
He's progressing, but again, we call him week to week just right now because of the nature of the ankle injury. So we're just bringing him, pushing him, seeing what he can handle on a daily basis, and then kind of taking that information in. We did not feel like he was ready to get back into the action this week, so we'll reevaluate him early next week and hoping he can come back for Dallas.
And then Jalen Coker.
Coker is doing great. Coker is his rehab is going excellent. He's hitting some top speeds. Now it's about capacity. It's about conditioning. It's about playing football and how many plays in a row can we count on him out there. So that's the part that we're going to be able to open up his window and test him to see what he can do next week.
You will open the window next week?
Yes.